The first time he said, "I love you," I froze. I smiled. I said it back, but inside I felt nothing. I married him anyway. I thought maybe love would grow. I was wrong. My name is Mia. I'm 29 years old. From the outside, my life looks normal. I have a husband, a job, a small apartment. But here's the truth. I wake up every day next to a man I don't love, and I don't know how much longer I can pretend. Every morning, he wakes up before me. He makes coffee. He leaves a cup on the kitchen table with a small note. "Have a beautiful day, my love." I read it. I smile. Then I sit in silence. Some mornings, I hold the warm cup in my hands for a long time. Just holding it. Not drinking, not moving. Like if I sit still enough, maybe the emptiness will pass. Sometimes I don't even notice when the coffee goes cold. That's how far away I feel. I get dressed, always the same colors, soft, safe, quiet. I put on makeup, light blush, mascara, a fake smile. Then I go to work. I answer emails, I organize files, I refill the printer paper. I make small talk with my coworkers. "Weekend plans?" they ask. "Dinner with my husband," I say. They smile, they nod, and I pretend that means something. At lunch, I sit by the window. I watch people walk by, holding hands, laughing, living. And I wonder, do they ever feel this hollow? Or is it just me? I come home to soft music. The lights are low, the house is clean. My favorite meal is in the oven, and the air smells like garlic and rosemary. He smiles when I walk in. His eyes light up like I'm the best part of his day. And that's the hardest part, because I don't feel the same. I want to feel it. I really do. But my heart stays quiet, like it's waiting for something that never comes. He hugs me at the door. He asks, "How was your day?" I say, "It was fine." And that word, fine, is the biggest lie of all. Because what I really want to say is, I'm tired of pretending. I'm tired of this beautiful lie. Sometimes when I'm alone, I whisper those words into my pillow, just to hear them out loud, just to feel a little more real. I didn't marry him because I loved him. I married him because I was tired of hurting. There was someone before. His name was Daniel. Daniel made everything feel electric. He was wild and messy and full of fire. We'd stay up late talking about dreams. We'd dance barefoot in the kitchen. He'd call me sunshine, even on my worst days. When he kissed me, the world disappeared. But fire burns, and some people don't stay. One day, he was gone. No goodbye, no reason, just silence. I couldn't eat for days. I cried until my chest hurt. And when I met Leo, I wasn't looking for love. I was looking for peace. Leo was everything Daniel wasn't. Kind, predictable, gentle. And that felt safe. I told myself safety was enough. But now, every gentle word from Leo, every kind gesture, feels like a mirror. It shows me all the things I don't feel. One morning, I was standing in the kitchen. The sun was pouring through the window. Leo walked in behind me, smiling, holding 2 mugs. He handed me one and said, "Here you go, sunshine." I froze. I hadn't heard that name in over a year. My fingers tightened around the mug. My heart didn't beat faster. It stopped. That word didn't belong to Leo. It belonged to Daniel. And in that moment, I wasn't in the kitchen anymore. I was back in Daniel's arms, barefoot, laughing. I forced a smile. I said thank you. But inside, something shattered. Leo had no idea. He kissed my cheek and started talking about weekend plans. And I just stood there, holding a name that wasn't mine anymore. After that, I couldn't shake it. When Leo touches my hand, I don't flinch, but I don't melt either. When he laughs at dinner, I smile, but only with my mouth. At night, we lie side by side. He falls asleep fast. I stare at the ceiling and wonder, is this my life now? He dreams. I disappear. The worst part is, he notices the distance. He watches me sometimes, like he's searching for something in my eyes. But he never asks, and I never offer the truth. Because if we say it out loud, everything might break. And I don't know how to live with that. Not yet. It was a Sunday morning. The kind of morning that moves slow. Warm light, quiet air. Leo made pancakes, like he always does. He smiled across the table and said, "Mia, can I ask you something?" I looked up. His voice was soft, but something in his eyes made my stomach turn. "Do you want to have a baby?" My fork froze. I stopped breathing. A baby? With a man I don't love? How could I give life when I feel so empty inside? I looked down at my plate. I couldn't look at him. My hands were cold. My throat burned. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. Finally, I whispered, "I'm not ready." He didn't argue. He nodded slowly, but I saw it, the sadness in his eyes. He stood up quietly and started washing the dishes, and I just sat there, still holding my fork, still frozen. That night, I packed a small bag, a few clothes, my journal, a book I loved once. Each item felt like a decision. Every zipper sounded like goodbye. Leo was asleep. He looked peaceful, like a man who still believed in love. I stood at the door, bag in hand. My fingers touched the doorknob. And then I looked back. He was smiling in his sleep. And that broke me. I sat down on the floor beside the door. I cried. Quietly, because I didn't want to hurt him, but staying was hurting me. I didn't sleep that night. I just sat there, holding a bag I didn't have the courage to carry. And when morning came, the bag was still there, unopened, untouched. Leo made coffee. He kissed my cheek and said, "Good morning, my love. I believe in us." I wanted to scream, "Stop believing, please." But I said nothing. And in that moment, I realized something. I didn't leave, but I wasn't staying either. It was quiet that evening. The sun was low. The apartment felt soft and dim, like it was holding its breath. Leo was sitting on the couch with 2 cups of tea. He smiled when he saw me. "Sit with me?" he asked. I nodded. I sat down beside him, not too close. My hands were shaking. My heart was loud. And for once, I didn't push the feeling down. "I need to tell you something," I said. Leo looked at me. He didn't speak. He just waited. I took a deep breath. "Leo, I care about you. You are a good man. But I don't love you. I never did." He didn't move. His face stayed calm, but his eyes turned red. He spoke slowly. "I knew, Mia. I saw it in your eyes. I just didn't want to believe it." Tears filled mine. I whispered, "I'm sorry. I never meant to hurt you." He looked down. He was quiet for a long time. Then he said something I'll never forget. "I love you, Mia. I really do. But I can't be the only one trying. If your heart isn't here, I won't hold you back." His words were soft, but they cut deep. Because even as I broke his heart, he was still kind. We sat in silence. No yelling, no anger. Just sadness. Real, quiet sadness. That night, I slept on the couch. I stared at the ceiling and whispered, "I told the truth." I didn't know what would happen next, but something inside me had changed. For the first time, I had finally stopped pretending. The apartment felt different, quiet, heavy, like the walls knew it was ending. I stayed in the guest room. Leo slept in our bed. We didn't talk much, but there was no anger, only space, only time. He still made coffee every morning. He still left a cup on the table. But there were no notes now, no soft good morning, only silence. One evening, I sat across from him at the table. "I think I need to leave," I said. He didn't look surprised. He just asked, "Do you have a place to go?" "Yes," I said. "Nana offered me her guest room." He nodded. He looked down at his hands. Then he said, "I'm not angry. I'm just sad. But maybe this is the right thing." Tears filled my eyes. "I never wanted to break your heart," I said. Leo gave a small, tired smile. "You didn't break my heart, Mia. I gave it to you, even if you couldn't keep it. And I don't regret that." The next morning, I packed a small bag, a few clothes, my journal, a photo of my mother. I didn't take much, but the apartment felt full of memories. Leo helped me carry my bag to the door. He looked at me one last time. "Take care, Mia." "I will. Thank you for everything." I walked out. I didn't look back. And for the first time, I was leaving for myself, not to run away from pain, but to walk toward something real. Nana's apartment was small, but it felt safe. I stayed in the guest room. I cried a little every night. Not because I missed Leo, but because I was finally feeling everything I had avoided. Guilt, fear, and something new, relief. Nana never asked questions. She just made tea, turned on soft music, and sat beside me when I needed quiet. I started taking long walks by the lake. I watched people laugh, hold hands, walk dogs, sip coffee, and I started to wonder, could I have a life like that? Not perfect, but real. One afternoon, I saw a flyer. Creative writing, Wednesdays at 7 p.m. I don't know why, but something inside me said, "Go." The class was small. 8 people. Different ages, different stories. We wrote. We read out loud. I was scared at first, but little by little, I found my voice. One night after class, I wrote in my journal, "I lost love before I ever found it. But now, I'm finding myself." Weeks passed. I found a tiny studio apartment near the bookstore. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I painted the walls light yellow. I placed fresh flowers by the window. I made my own coffee every morning, and I sat in silence. But now, the silence felt free. One day, I opened a drawer and found the necklace Leo gave me. A small heart on a silver chain. I held it for a moment. Then I placed it in a box with a note. Thank you for your kindness. I couldn't wear this, but I'll never forget it. I asked Nana to return it to him. She did, and that was the last piece of that chapter. Closed, but never erased. I still think about Leo. I hope he finds someone who loves him fully, someone who smiles for real. As for me, I'm learning, still healing, still growing. But this time, I'm walking on my own path. No pretending, no silence. I looked in the mirror the other day, and for the first time in a long time, I smiled. Not because I had to, but because I felt it. It's not a perfect story, but it's mine. And sometimes being honest is the bravest love we give ourselves.
If you enjoyed this lesson, click here for another learning video.